Welcome back to more Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Last time, we started working on the remaining treasure roads, so this time, we're going to keep working on them, starting with Winterhorns. So last time, we unlocked a few new abilities, meaning we should be able to do the final two treasure roads in Winterhorns, so let's start there. I don't know if I want to start with Chain Bomb or Pencil Drill. I think this one's worse, so we'll start with this one. Cast a line, Chain Bomb Trial. Alright, so we have a minute 30 for this one, and Chain Bomb is interesting. It's not one of my favorites, but there are some unique properties. Basically, the bombs will actually form a chain, and if an enemy runs into a set of bombs that are connected, it'll cause this little energy blast. To tell the truth, I'm really bad at setting up Chain Bomb, which is why I don't really like it. This is definitely a challenge that we will probably not get the target time on, just because I'm so bad at actually lining up all the chain bombs. Like, I'm having a hard time defeating this enemy right here. That took way longer than it should have. I think the blast radius is also bigger if you have more bombs in the chain. My favorite part about bomb in general as a power-up is how the bombs in water have low life. Little floaties, basically, life rings. Yeah, in general, I'm terrible at using Chain Bomb. Yeah, if we get this target time, I'll actually be kind of amazed. We have like 20 seconds to get through another couple sets of enemies, and then we have to make it to the goal. So it's probably not super likely, but I'll do my best, I suppose. Large enemies now, trying to fight us with bombs as well. Yeah, we have 10 seconds. We're actually, maybe. I can't believe I got that, actually. I am very surprised. And finally, for Winterhorns, we have the Pencil Drill. Dig and Dash, Path of Fences. I remember not liking this one. Also, I completely forgot to look at what the target time was. So I guess we'll find out if we actually make it or not. So yeah, we have all these fences we have to dash through. We have to kind of carefully time it to actually dig and then emerge with proper timing to actually get through everything, which is easier said than done, to be honest. I'm actually kind of using the dash instead of the like actually jumping. I'm using like the emerging attack instead of actually jumping. Wow, I can't believe I got that one first try. Yeah, that took me a long time, but again, maybe the amount of times I played it is why I was able to remember how to get all the timing for that. Alright, so other than like target times, which yeah, we missed Tornado, barely I think. Yeah, very barely there, and we missed this one, and this one. But in general, other than target times, we are done at Winterhorns. So all that's left is the original Wasteland and the Redgar Forbidden Lands, but wow, there are a lot of trials for this one. So let's start over here. We actually need to unlock Buzzsaw Cutter. We'll probably do that after going through the other three here. Revolve and aim. Tower of targets. Alright, so we have a minute for this one. This one's fun, but also very challenging. I would recommend kind of defeating enemies along the way so they don't get in your way later on. So you're basically on the lookout for switches along the tower, and you have to quickly like activate each switch, then another section of the tower opens up, and we have these cannons with walls to make things a lot tougher for us. That's spinning really fast. I actually had to slow down, otherwise it might have gotten hit by the fireball. I'm surprised that worked. I thought it would have like clipped the side of the tower and wouldn't have actually activated that. I think we have a minute for this one. I think there's only 2 sets of these, I hope. Otherwise, okay, we're good. Alright, a few more enemies in the way, but there's the rare stone. Honestly, some of these are really, like, way easier than I think they should be, in terms of target times. Like, with how strict some of them are actually pretty, like, easygoing, like this one. I also feel like there are times when the star difficulties don't really mean much. Like, that was a 2-star, that almost felt easier than some of the 1-stars we've seen. Speaking of difficult challenges, I guess, I could put it off for a little bit, I suppose, but let's get this out of the way. Freezing Fight, Frosty Ice Trial. Alright, so from what I've seen, this and the Dragonfire Cannon Trial, or Challenge Road, are generally seen as like 2 of the hardest. I have not actually gotten this target time on my own file, and I don't think I ever will, to be honest. I think I was like 6 seconds off, and that was the best run I had, and then it's been all downhill from there in future attempts. So the gimmick of this is we basically have to use ice. And the gimmick of Frosty Ice is we can actually generate snowmen to launch at enemies. So we have to use that ability to defeat all the enemies on the conveyor belts, which, you know, in theory this isn't that bad, but it gets worse. We have, what, 40 seconds now to defeat a Wild Frosty. Now, how do you defeat Wild Frosty in that amount of time? That's a very good question that I do not have an answer to. I've seen recommendations to use the mashing Y attack to freeze Frosty, but so far it's not really working in terms of actually, you know, freezing Frosty. If you can freeze Frosty, it'll deal a ton of damage, which would be great, but again, it's not exactly working in my favor. We have 10 seconds to defeat Frosty and then get to the end, so I think it's safe to say that it's not happening. Yeah, we cannot get to the goal in 3 seconds. That was my best fight, though. One second off is the best I've ever done at that challenge. I think I could actually get this target time. It's just, since you don't really get anything in terms of completion, I don't feel super motivated to, is the main problem. Target time or not, I am actually really happy I got as close as I did, considering how many times I tried that and failed really spectacularly, like getting a 2-minute time on this. So honestly, 1 second off, I'll take it. Our final one before the one we have to unlock, that's a doozy, but we'll get to that later, is Crystal Needle. Rush and Roll, Falling Needle Road. so I've compared this a lot to Katamari, and I feel like I'm still going to compare it to Katamari. We basically have to not roll off the side of the stage, preferably, but we have to basically roll along this collapsing road, collecting enemies in order to... Wow, my depth perception is really not good today, I guess. Yeah, basically rolling across this road, picking up enemies in order to maintain speed. Yeah, we're definitely not getting the target time with 2 falls, but now I'm just going to try to finish the stage, period, since we only have 10 seconds left. We might have to do this one over again. We might be okay. Wow, that was not great. We had, what, 0.25 seconds? Yeah, if you don't fall a bunch of times like I did, I don't feel like that one's that bad, but I just had the hardest time gauging where pits were. Alright, so there's only one more left at the original Wasteland, which is Buzzsaw Cutter, which we don't have. Luckily, we do have 3 rare stones now, or 5 more specifically. Do we have any more level 2 abilities left? Because we'd be able to upgrade that, but I don't think there are any left. Yeah, there aren't any, so I guess we can only upgrade one more thing here, which I guess should be Cutter. Would you like to evolve the Cutter ability into Buzzsaw Cutter? The Cutter ability has evolved into Buzzsaw Cutter. This evolution will allow you to enter the portal for the Buzzsaw Cutter treasure in Original Wasteland. Go try it out. So the gimmick of Buzzsaw Cutter is, unlike Chakram, which kind of arcs, the buzzsaws are very much like, they go in straight lines, but they also have a unique property of bouncing off walls, depending on the angle at which you fire them. This is extraordinarily unreliable, and we will get an immediate demonstration of why it's unreliable when we go to do the treasure road. Yeah, I can't say I'm looking forward to this one, but we'll give it a try. Alright, so that one's right over here. Off the wall, ricochet switches. This is not a fun mission, for a very specific reason. In theory, I don't mind it. My problem with it is the actual entry for each buzzsaw is so tiny, it's actually really difficult to actually fire a buzzsaw into this cage. If the opening was slightly wider, I think this would actually be a really fun mission, or fun treasure road. I have no clue what happened there. It managed to go between 2 platforms somehow. Yeah, I'm really not entirely sure what's going wrong here. And again, this is why I'm not a fan of this ability. That's what was supposed to happen before, but was not happening. So yeah, it's so unreliable that I feel like it's just kind of luck at a point. So yeah, I would love to see like a 100% speedrun of this game, and see how many speedruns end up falling apart because of this one stage, because I almost feel like that might happen. Now we have a puzzle with 2 switches. That's a bad angle. I'm gonna fire another Buzzsaw in there just to be on the safe side. We have 3 switches to hit. By the way, the target time is minute 30, meaning we have 10 seconds to hit these last 2 switches, in theory. This is another one where it's like, if I actually tried to learn it, maybe someday I'd be able to get the target time. But to tell the truth, I don't feel that inclined to do so because of it not necessarily being required for anything. And sometimes if your angle is off, it will bounce the wrong way. This is one that's actually really frustrating also because it's not a straight shot to the end. You have to go across this narrow platform. To tell the truth, I am amazed that went as well as it did. Again, not the target time, but I've definitely had worse runs of this stage, I'm pretty sure. So 17 seconds, almost 18 seconds over. It could have been worse. Alright, so all that's left is the Redgar Forbidden Lands. Actually, let's double check first. So yeah, we have all of them at Natural Plains, Everford Bay Coast, Wantaria Remains, Winterhorns, and the original Wasteland. Again, disregarding target times. So yeah, all that's left is the final 11, because for some reason there's 11 here. Makes sense. There are some, like, you know, ultimate tests like this one. Morpho Nights is 4 minutes long. We'll get to that later. That's actually a fun one, but it's very time-consuming. So let's figure out what we should do next. We don't actually have a ton unlocked, so maybe we should start there. Alright. So much lava. If we don't keep moving, we might start to melt. To tell the truth, I'm actually trying to remember where they are. I think one is here. Found a hidden portal to a treasure road. Let's see what's inside. Oh, this one's fun. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm saying that sarcastically or not. It is fun, but it's really easy to mess up. That's how I describe it. But we'll see that later. Last one might be here. We found a hidden portal to a treasure road. Let's see what's inside. Normal treasure. Kirby's Inhale Showdown. So, we have a target time of 2 minutes out of 3 minutes, which bodes well. They immediately fell into a pit of spikes. I almost feel like some of the longer challenges are... I can't decide if these are easier or harder for the target times. Like, I almost feel like some of the longer ones feel a little bit more lenient at times, and I almost wonder if it's because they're so long that there's actually more room to actually, like, recover. You know, if a challenge is, like, 30 seconds, there's not a lot of leeway in terms of, like, making up ground if we have to. With a 2-minute challenge, there's definitely ways to, like, save time if needed. So I almost feel like that's part of the reason why some feel easier. I remember this part not being the most fun thing in the world, because of, like, the 2 levels. Having to kind of jump back and forth between, like, the lower ground and the upper ground. Oh goody, these enemies. I feel like the snake enemies are some of the toughest to actually deal with. They actually are easy to defeat without the power-up, apparently, so I'll keep that in mind. Let's actually use all of these Bronto Birds to get through that wave of enemies, and this should be the last area. We have, what? We have a Wild Bonkers and a Wild Edge. Actually, honestly, these are not bad enemies to be fighting without abilities. I say as I'm actually really close to death here, so maybe I should not say that. to avoid jinxing myself. We can't inhale multiple blocks, which is kind of a shame. That would definitely make things a lot easier. I'm also not sure if you can inhale the durians. I will probably forfeit the target time on purpose, just to be safe. Yeah, I could probably finish this fight in the allotted time. It's just how many risks would I have had to take to get through it. So yeah, we barely missed it by, looks like about 10 seconds by the time we cross this bridge. Again, this is one where you have a lot to go to even get to the rare stone, even after defeating the final enemies. I feel like a lot of times I'll make a statement like, yeah, this is probably not going to be as bad because here's my reasoning, and then I end up immediately, like, messing it up somehow. Like, oh yeah, this one won't be as bad because there's more time to make up ground, and I immediately don't get the target time. The other hidden one here is actually fun, but again, not so great if you're trying to actually go for the target time. This can be a little frustrating. Collection Lapse. Circling Circuit. Alright, so we have 40 seconds for this one, and yeah, this one's actually fun. We have a course here. We have to collect the gems along the path quickly as possible. I've definitely messed this one up at the very end, so I'm going to do my best to avoid that. This jump I have definitely messed up before. But we're not done yet. We have another lap to go. Come to think of it, I think there are only two types of crystals. There's the orange and the green. I don't think there are any other types. I almost messed that up. Yeah, that's moving now, making it a little bit tougher. That's moving too. Whoops. I forgot about that. Luckily, the rare stone is right here. So yeah, a fun challenge, casually, but if you're actually going for the target time, that's actually fairly strict. Though to be fair, I did take damage a couple times and fell once, so maybe it's not that strict. Alright, let's do one more before heading back to town and getting a few more upgrades. I don't know which one I want to do next, to be honest. We have like all 3 stars. Gust for Glory, Ring Boating Rush. So we have a minute for this. It's another mouthful mode one. Obviously, this is a good way to get star coins. I say as I immediately run into an enemy, slowing us down. I don't remember how difficult this actually gets. I almost wish you could continuously boost, but I mean, considering how Kirby is piloting this, it makes sense that it's like not continuous. We have these little barrels and tons of enemies in the way, lots of Gordos. Luckily, with the boat, as long as we are boosting, we're able to basically defeat anything in our way without too much effort. It's just sometimes you get off cycle from where the enemies are, like your boost ends right as you're about to run into an enemy and then you take damage. So yeah, there's almost a timing element to actually getting that to line up. Looks like we'll barely make it or barely miss it, because there's the goal, but we kind of messed up at the end. sometimes I can't decide if it's better to be like off by a second, or if it would actually feel better to be off by more time, just because it's like, oh well, then I didn't really have a shot at it anyway. But when you get really close, and then still miss it, it almost feels worse sometimes. Okay, so we have a couple of like miscellaneous ones, like a multi-mouth, treasure, 6 to go, not 6, that's 8. So yeah, those 3, and then Storm Tornado, Twin Drill, Hummingbomb, and Blizzard Ice. I'm actually not sure if we'll be able to get through all of them next time, because how long some of those are. In the meantime, let's figure out some more things to upgrade. Let's go with Hummingbomb. The bomb ability has evolved into Hummingbomb. This evolution will allow you to enter the portal for the Hummingbomb treasure in Redgar Forbidden Lands. Go try it out. We'll see this in more detail later, but they home into enemies. Would you like to evolve the Tornado ability into Storm Tornado? The Tornado ability has evolved into Storm Tornado. This evolution will allow you to enter the portal for the Storm Tornado treasure in Redgar Forbidden Lands. Go try it out. Alright, so this is an upgraded Tornado with lightning effects, making it very strong. But again, we'll see it in action in the upcoming Treasure Road. Alright, let's head over to Redgar. And next time, we'll hopefully finish up the remaining treasure roads. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Kirby and the Forgotten Land.